Well, I don't know which Power Ranger we'd all be.
Yeah.
Because there's not 4 of them, so it makes it kind of harder. Like,
Yellow's pretty cool.
Dibs on orange. Dibs on orange.
Purple. Me, purple. Let's do like an off-brand Power Ranger.
Yeah, it'll be for the Hour Ranters. We'll have our own colors.
Yeah, we're the Hour Ranters.
Yeah.
All right.
We're all just various grayscale Power Rangers.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gray. This is light gray. It's Morphin time. It's like, gray power, go! Darker gray! The Megazord
Obsidian black!
Yeah, the Megazord is just like so bland. Alright, you're listening to the sultry voices of the beautiful man upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Join us as we battle out movies head to head to see who comes out on top. Oh yeah.
I didn't say it, man.
But your face, dude.
Woo.
You're like battling it this time. You were like, don't laugh.
Okay, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Right. Welcome everybody to the room upstairs.
That was the most abrupt thing you've ever done. You went too hard. He went super soft and then too hard.
We lost all of our audience.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's what will be funny because it like comes in and then all of a sudden like
Got a hard cut to your face.
hey, that's the only way I am, man. Alright.
His 2 moods.
I got 2 moods.
Yeah.
It's sultry and hard. And
Alright, go ahead.
welcome everybody to the room upstairs. I'm your host tonight, Hayden Evans, and I am joined by my main bros.
The TallBeing.
What's up? It's Bird.
Mephisjoe.
Yes, where we battle out movies, OGs versus remakes, and see who comes out on top.
Check us out on the socials. The Room Upstairs podcast from wherever you get your podcasts. The Room Upstairs Facebook,
Yeah?
Yeah,
Instagram,
yeah. TikTok.
Threads.
MySpace, maybe.
Yeah.
Threads.
Wherever you're at, we might be there.
And
Tinder?
a bathroom stall at Buc-ee's.
Before we get into all our battles, I want to do a Conan update.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Conan the Barbarian. If you guys don't know, we're trying to keep you guys updated on the movie
Yeah.
news. So, latest news. You might think I have no news, but I do have news.
This is the first time in like a year.
Yeah.
Give us
You
some.
just stop saying news.
Red Sonja's coming out.
Well, that's
It's
weird.
not Conan 3.
Yeah.
It's not Conan 3, but it is Red Sonja.
Yeah.
It's Conan adjacent.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only Conan news
Watch,
we
it'll
have right
set it
now.
up.
Yeah.
It's like Conan 2.5.
Yeah. Well, because he was in the Red Sonja movie.
Yeah.
Conan was. But, yeah. So,
I hope he's in this one, but like Superman and Shazam, where you just see like the physique.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we can't use Arnold, so we just use the body.
Oh, dude, I got...
But it's still Arnold.
Okay, so that Conan podcast that I follow,
Yeah.
they did a post, and they're like, "Oh, Conan's son is going to reprise, or is going to take over the role of Conan in the new movie." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool.
Is it
We
April
finally got
Fool's?
something."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Wait a minute,
Yeah.
I hate April Fool's Day.
wait a minute."
It's my least favorite holiday.
Yeah. So
It's my favorite. I slash Hayden's tires.
Yeah.
April Fool's, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
all right, so that's the Conan update. Hopefully, we'll get some cool news later on.
Hopefully. Never lose hope.
Let's go ahead and get into our Power Rangers battle. So
The Morpher.
it's Morphin time.
It's more, yeah.
It's Morphin time.
1995 versus 2017. Let's do a tail of the tape.
2017.
A little comparison.
That came out way more recent than I had anticipated.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so 1995 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers used to be called the movie. They just got rid of the movie part for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Now it's just Mighty Morphin
And it's
Power
been
Rangers.
confusing people ever since.
So, came out 1995, an hour 35 minutes long, rated PG, directed by Brian Spicer, and I am sure that name sounds familiar. It's because he directed a lot of TV shows.
Yeah. And one fantastic film.
Yeah. Music was done by Graham Revel, maybe is his name. This stars. I'm just gonna go ahead and name the Power Rangers from each movie.
Okay.
Black Ranger was played by Johnny Young Bosch. Yellow Ranger was Karen Ashley. Red Ranger was Steve Cardenas. Blue was David Yost. Amy Jo Johnson as the Pink Ranger, and of course Jason David Frank as the White Ranger. Going up against the 2017 version, which was 2 hours and 4 minutes.
I remember distinctly.
Rated PG-13. Yeah, directed by Dean Israelite. Music was done by Brian Tyler, which he was part of our composer battle when we did that. And this one stars Ludi Lin as the Black Ranger, Becky G as the Yellow Ranger, Dacker Montgomery was the Red Ranger, R.J. Seiler as the Blue, Naomi Scott as the Pink, and an empty chair was played by the White Ranger / Green Ranger.
Green Ranger, yeah. Tommy Oliver. What could have been?
That is the tale of the tape.
Mhm.
All right. Let's
You
get
pull
into
up.
Oh yeah, so I mentioned him because
He's done some interesting things.
Okay.
he has,
He
and
did.
he's gonna come up in future battles that we
he
do.
is.
Okay.
Go ahead and name a couple of the ones that stand out to you.
Street Fighter,
Yes.
The Crow.
Well, Street Fighter, the 90
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
And
Van Damme.
this is the guy that did the music for the 95.
Yes.
Okay.
Daredevil, the movie starring Ben Affleck, not the show. Freddy vs. Jason,
Oh, nice.
Chronicles of Riddick,
Yes.
Gotham Season 1,
Okay.
Bride of Chucky,
Hey,
Yeah.
these are all great.
some other things.
This might change my mind on this film.
And Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Right,
Oh,
which
never-
will also be part of the battle.
Never mind. He does have me.
Yeah, I mean, so he's been around. The name didn't sound familiar, but then looking at his list, he's got a bunch of movies that I've seen. So
Yeah.
all right, so are we gonna do categories this time?
Yep, I got categories.
Okay.
I want to.
All right, so before we get started, let's go ahead and go around the room.
Nostalgic.
I think maybe me and you will start, and then Mephisjoe, and then you can end because you have the longest.
Oh, dude.
History with the...
Yeah.
I.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You'll get your turn. So
Oh.
you want to go first?
Sure,
Right.
because I have the shortest history of the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Being, I've been like slightly exposed to it as a youth who had access to Netflix.
Mhm.
So like, I saw one or two things. I have a McDonald's toy or two of the
Nice.
Gold Ranger.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know which series he's from, but yeah.
I could tell you.
My favorite piece of Power Rangers media is Lego Ninjago, and that is everything I know about the Power Rangers going into this.
Okay. All right. Is yours
Mine is more vast than that. yes.
okay? So let me go next then. I do have some history with the Power Rangers. So I did watch the original show for a little while. I didn't watch a whole lot of it. I didn't get super into it, but I did watch it. Once they got into space and ninjas and all that side, I don't know anything about the Zeos and the RPMs or whatever, other than that they exist.
Do your name dropping though? I'm like
I
really
know.
proud of you. You're
Because-
hitting all the. You're like Mystic Force, Ultra and Mystic Force, and I was like,
Yeah, I mean, because
all right, Bird. Yeah,
I know
Bird.
them.
Yeah.
I never watched past the original. I didn't even watch the movie, so I
Ooh.
stopped watching before the movie even came out.
So when we planned for this episode, that was first watch
that was
for
first
both
watch.
of you.
Yes. Now I did watch the 2017 version before,
Oh,
so I knew that one already, but I didn't know the 95 version,
yeah.
and that's pretty much like I know who the characters were,
Yeah,
and like
primary colors and all that.
Tommy,
Yeah,
Green Ranger turning white. Like I know all that stuff,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
Yeah, so I watched the original show. I was in middle school, and I watched the first two seasons and really loved Green Ranger, right? I mean, who didn't? He was like
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, he's a boss.
Yeah, and then the movie came out like right as I was hitting high school. I watched that, and maybe it was just like a high school awakening. I was like, this is god awful. I remember like being in the theater and be like, what is happening? Like this, I don't like any of this. Right? Like, and it's, I don't know, it's funny looking back on it. And so I actually stopped watching the show. I do know a lot more of the stuff that happens just because, I like nerd culture and stuff, and it's hard to avoid some stuff.
Yeah.
And then I've read some of the comics,
The Boom Studio stuff.
some of the Boom Studio stuff. Yeah,
Stuff's
Um,
good.
but that's
That's the
so.
only Power Rangers you need.
So I did watch the original movie. I watched it in theaters,
Oh, wow.
and I remember not really liking it. And so when this was proposed, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a chore."
But you're here.
There's a reason that thing is streaming freely on YouTube.
Hey. Oh, the OG one?
Yes.
Yeah. As soon as you guys were like, well, how can we watch it? I was like, well, one's free with ads on YouTube, and the other one's on Netflix.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, because they had so many things on Netflix, but they didn't have the movie. It's like,
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and fill us in on your vast history.
I've always loved Power Rangers. All right. I used to get in trouble for beating up kids on the playground because of Power Rangers. I mean, to the point where, like, my mom involved my grandma, aunts, everyone to be like, no more Power Rangers.
There's still a kid out there who's
Okay,
like,
I mean,
I'm not a putty.
How was it directly tied to Power Rangers? Because
I was telling, like, here's the thing. I wasn't a good liar, and my parents can contest to this.
Still aren't.
And yeah, I'm not a good liar. And so you get in trouble. It's like, well, what are you kids doing? We're playing Power Rangers. You know, like you admit to that, right?
Uh-huh.
Because that was just the thing to do on the playground is do flips off.
And I'm beating up this putty piece of garbage.
Yeah. Just pounding pud out there on the playground, and it's like
Pud.
Yeah, and but it has been a part of my life at like different points from most of it to the fact that where I know all these series, it's always kind of held a nostalgia where some stuff, like we talked about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, all this other stuff that like it doesn't hit well with me anymore. Power Rangers is one of those things that's always kept that nostalgia. Like it's cheesy as all get out, but it started cheesy as all get out. Like it's never tried to be
it remained
darker.
True to itself.
It's never tried to be darker like Ninja Turtles or Batman, all this stuff until the 2017 movie, which we'll talk about that more with these breakdowns. And Joe kind of hit on it with the new Boom Studios comic books. I am loving those. They really flesh out the lore of this world, and it's crazy that something that started off as just a show that they wanted to make money off a Japanese show that they wanted to just put in the hands of American kids so they could sell toys, now has a whole lore system that at times I have found more interesting than Marvel or even DC comic books because of how they're taking something so simplistic and making it where now it's enjoyable for adult Hayden, right? And it's not cheesy anymore. It's actually fun, and I like these characters and I like the concept. Which I think the 2017 movie tried to do that. It did good in some ways, did bad in some ways, and we'll talk about that tonight. But I mean, honestly, man, I've always kind of loved it. I do agree with you. I love Ninjago, and you talk about Voltron, like these different versions of the team mechanic. It's a cool concept. I love it. Like having people that are different backgrounds, different characters, different interests, but yet they work together. And we kind of talked about it with the Ninja Turtle episode. This is kind of going to be probably in the same vein as that. But yeah, I mean, my earliest memories was getting in trouble for beating up my cousins and stuff. And, it was right up there with Pokemon with like Christian families thinking, this is a problem. We got to stop this. It's in the same vein as like, Hayden can't watch Power Rangers. He can't have Pokemon cards.
You can't play D&D.
Can't play D&D because it's Satan's getting into our souls because of dice.
Stay away from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
not even.
But I played
music.
Mortal Kombat. That was never brought up as censoring. I just watched Braveheart at 7 years old. But yeah, Power Rangers was bad. But I really loved it. So this was definitely a Hayden push episode. So if you guys don't like this, too bad. We're doing it.
Just boo him online.
Yeah, we're doing it. It doesn't matter. I wore my shirt. I love Power Rangers. We're doing this. All right.
I'm pretty sure from when you first started being on with us, you were like, what if we doing Power Rangers.
First hangout. You're like, let's compare lists. And I was like, I wanted to see what you and TallBeing had already thought about. And I was like, Power Rangers should be on there. Yeah. I think that'd be a good one. Oh man, it's like, yeah, but what about we should probably make time for Power Rangers at some point. So it took a year.
But here we are.
And you guys messed up by not having anything planned.
That's exactly what happened.
And you texted me, and I hopped on it. I was like, "This is where we can both watch. We can watch the movies for free." I was like, I took advantage of this.
Had this planned?
I had it. I've been planning this for a while. So I might hop off the podcast after this, but I got what I want. So Power Rangers.
All right. Well,
so it's Morphin time, buddy.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Mastodon or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the categories. You've got them.
I've got categories.
So we're going to go through the categories, vote on them, and then see who's the winner at the end.
Yeah.
Which is Power Rangers.
And of course,
it's
you guys feel free.
It's Ninjago.
You guys feel free to give us your thoughts as we go through the categories and, drop your thoughts on which ones you
favorite
prefer.
Series, favorite Ranger. Yeah.
All that stuff we want to know. He definitely wants to know.
I definitely want to know. Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
All right. So, first off, pretty simple. Our protagonists. Which one uses our protagonists better? Better characters?
Okay.
Okay.
Because I think they both try to do the ensemble for the most part.
Yeah.
They both have a character or two characters that kind of center on most of the time. But they work for the ensemble kind of feeling.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
There's two different stories, right? So we've got the origin story in the 2017. They're already established in the 95 version. So the intros are very different. Yeah. The intro to the characters are very different. The 95 is like a Point Break / Mighty Ducks.
Dude, how it starts off, it's like we're jumping out of plane.
Yeah. And but you already know the characters, so it's like, oh, okay, that's
they're
it makes
be
sense.
safe. They're Power Rangers,
right? And it's a slow burn with 2017. But once we've got them all together, the 95 still works better. So my vote is 95.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote 95 because they're actually good people, and they established that really quickly, like from the get go, like jumping out of a plane and like doing this parachute thing. Yeah. It's clearly some sort of
it's a
fundraising.
Yeah, they're trying to save the observatory, which is where their base is.
Yeah, so they're doing this fundraiser thing, and they have like there's clearly like a relationship with this kid, like they've been mentoring, and they like jump into action, and their goals are always to like help other people. At least a few of them in the newer one, like they're not good people, man. Like the main dude.
Well, that was the whole thing of the new one.
Yeah, and it was weird to me because they're like, it always chooses good people or something. Like two things, the right people and the good people or something like that. And I'm like, they're not good. Like even what's her face, the Pink Ranger, like she's probably the worst one, man. Like
Jasmine.
She send like she like had a nude photo of someone that she knew in the school and like
friend.
And sent it to someone else. Like that's not what a good person does, man.
She
like,
felt bad about it the whole time.
Yeah, and I get that, and I'm sure that over time people can change, but she was not the right person.
Joe didn't change. I'll tell you that.
Because even the part where the Red Ranger stops the bully, like that would have been a perfect moment to be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get on with these guys.
This is why he's the Red Ranger.
But he's like,
until Tommy shows up,
he doesn't even care that he's just. I don't even know why he stepped in for that. Because he was like, hey, I still don't want to talk to you. Like, don't. We're
and
not
like it starts with
friends.
him like doing a prank and flipping a vehicle, and I know it was his own vehicle, and he didn't snitch on his boy or whatever, but he's still like it's still reckless and like that's not how someone who like I'm just saying I'm just gonna pick the lead here. Jason, whatever his name is, Tommy Oliver. Yeah. Tommy Oliver wins all day, man.
Yeah, I mean he was a bad guy at first, though.
He was, but you remember he was being like because he was their friend originally. Yeah. He was being manipulated and by the green crystal, and that's why, or the green coin rather, and that's why he was the way he was. Yeah, and once they broke her mind control over him, he instantly joined the team. And
plus, he has his own sword.
Yeah, and it was a dragon, bro. A dragon.
He's got a flute knife.
Dude, I mean, it was epic when the White Ranger showed up. I
And then
remember that.
so listen, and I also want to say, so like, all right, so half of them are terrible, right? The Blue Ranger, he belongs, right?
Yeah, don't
But-
say anything bad about him.
Now the other two,
I'll defend that guy for the rest of my life.
the other two are like kind of whiny, like because I don't get the yellow one at all, right? At least the Black Ranger, I'm like, all right, he was a good person. He just needed some freedom, right? Like, so I get his shtick.
He was my favorite.
The yellow one, though, I was like, I
Zach.
don't know what's going on with this girl.
Trini?
Like, she's just a mess.
Dee
Man.
Dee?
Yeah. So here's my vibe on it, and let me get all this out before I even answer, because I don't want you guys. You guys are gonna eat me alive this episode. So I agree with you. Like, they're all rougher cut, right? This is a 2017 film. I will tell you guys, high school has definitely changed a lot since you guys been in there. This group, this high school dynamic, like how these kids acted, it's so flipping close to like how high school was for me. And so I understand what you guys are saying. Like, these kids are mean. I'm like, dude, kids are mean, man.
Let me just pause you a moment.
I knew he was gonna.
We did go to school in the 90s.
Yeah.
You were allowed to be far more mean.
Okay,
There was no anti-bullying anything.
Joe, I promise you're gonna be okay with my answer. Just let me.
Okay, go. Let him cook.
So
He's in the kitchen.
they definitely, and this is something we kind of talked about with the Turtles, getting that teenager feel. They are definitely teenagers. They're not working together. They're not, and I think that kind of plays against them, right? Because the other movie starts off already in a healthy place. Like, they're already best friends. They went through 3 seasons of this. We're great. And so I think that kind of, it doesn't give it a fair shake, but also it's like you have to just be honest with like the team dynamic, like we're talking about with the Rangers. I mean, the whole movie was them prepping for a fight, where we got to see in the 95 one, they lose, they win, they lose, they win, like, and the whole time they remained a team. And so I feel like the 2017 one is more accurate teenagers, but if you want to talk about the better Rangers, not even the cheesy suit upgrades, all that stuff, like, we're just talking Rangers, right? I got to go with 95 as well, just because of the team dynamic. I love both team dynamics, right? So for me, it's real close.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they didn't have to waste time with, like, building up on stuff and like, I don't know. Like,
And they kind of did, like, I think that's why the parachute scene exists, right? It shows that they are cohesive and they're working together.
Like,
right?
when they lost together. Where the 2017 movie, they both had to realize why they're doing this, which I'm fine with. It's just, for me, Power Rangers is better in an episodic format. So when you're doing a movie like that, they should have moved a little quicker. I feel like, and that's one of my few qualms with the 2017 one. Mm-hmm. So that's why I am going with 95.
That's one of the qualms with a lot of like remakes and stuff. Like we don't want to wait till the end of the movie to see Godzilla, right? Like,
yeah.
We've got pacing as a category later on, so yeah.
So I'm getting ahead of you. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just noting. Like, we can come back to this conversation.
We swept on 95.
His exact words.
I think I know.
TallBeing's exact words were, "Next time, just send it in an email."
Okay. Okay. So.
All right, I'm gonna potentially hot take this one here.
Okay.
Neither of these are good movies.
Okay.
It's good.
I enjoyed one of them very much.
That's not a hot take.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. But like, for this room specifically, I was like, I'm not sure how we're feeling about either of these, because we refrained from talking about
I almost didn't come tonight.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was like, why do they make me waste my time like this?
Because I wanted to do this episode.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
you're here for Hayden.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah,
but we're gonna try and
take the good out of both of them.
Take each movie and as a movie as a whole, like, dissect it a little bit and see like why it is good or not good.
Yeah, this is definitely not fighting Aladdin or fighting the Ninja Turtles like that. It's gonna be
a bit closer.
Yeah. I understand. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. You're good.
Yeah. Okay, so I have problems with both sets of Power Rangers.
Here we go.
I think the 95 versions are very static throughout the entire movie. They have like the most bare bones character arcs, if any at all.
Which is not a problem.
Not necessarily.
There are many good stories that focus on a static character. Dragon Ball Z is a good example.
That's true. We do have them.
We're talking about Dragon Ball Z. That's the basement downstairs tonight. We'll be talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah. I think in this specific context, doesn't work super great. I kind of see what they're going for here. Of like, it's a very, very clear good versus evil. That's the storyline, right? Whereas with the 2017 one, I mean, they still kind of touch on the good and evil thing, but they try to go for like more flawed protagonists. All of them have like a major thing that they have to overcome by the end of the movie, right? So they get character arcs, but none of them personally were enjoyable.
Right.
Like, I did not want to root for almost any of these characters.
That was my point exactly.
Yeah, because well, you're a better person.
Yeah.
Than even high school Hayden was. So that's what I'm getting at. Like
you related with them so much.
Dude, I would have been a ranger. They would have looked at my track record and be like, "You did what? Here's a coin, Hayden. Welcome to the team."
Because listen, the thing is, I stand by. You don't need your protagonist to be likable to be interested in them. Yeah. You need your protagonist to be interesting. I think Penguin is a perfect example of a despicable protagonist that I wanted to watch every second he was on screen.
I like the way you said despicable.
Yeah, that's a fun word to say.
It is.
This movie doesn't do that well. It tries to flaw its protagonists, but forgets to give them any sort of redeeming or interesting qualities that make me want to actually root for them or continue watching them. I just want to watch this guy actually crash one of his cars for once.
It kind of felt to me like, because like,
except for the consequences.
You know, the 95 one is like marketed and geared to like middle school aged boys, right?
Yeah.
That was their kind of bread and butter. And it's almost like the newer one, like they wanted to do something different, something more, but they were like, but our audience is probably still going to be middle school boys.
Yeah.
So we can't make it too complicated.
Wouldn't it be crazy if we snuck a cow into a locker room and stuff? Yeah. I got that vibe at points too. Yeah. The Krispy Kreme thing, like the whole, and I understand
product placement.
It's not like they glorify Krispy Kreme. It just happened to be above the spot, but I was like,
it's like the Amazing Spider-Man and Sony, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was still better than the Subway advertisement in Chuck. I think about that as bad product placement all the time. Yeah. Anyway, my point being, it really comes down to me personally of just, do I prefer protagonists that I want to watch? Because Tommy is awesome. Like,
Tommy's over.
You can't even debate that.
No.
Corkscrew kick is so cool.
Oh, man.
Yeah, preach.
Dude, we're mentioning that so early in the podcast.
You got to announce it before you
How
do
about that kick? How about that kick where he like jumps down and then somehow moves forward?
Yeah.
Right?
It's like Mortal Kombat kind of ridiculous. Yeah. It's so cool.
There's a reason Tommy's character gets brought back 7 different times as different Rangers through the Power Ranger history.
And he even gets a device that lets him flip through which Ranger he wants to be.
There's a whole episode in one of the series where he switches between the different powers. He uses the coin, then he uses the phone, then he uses to win a fight. And the charisma and everything, R.I.P., man, we miss you. Well, I definitely miss you. I don't know about these guys. They just watched Power Rangers today. But I miss you. There's a reason they brought him back so many times. Yeah. And so, there's
a reason when he showed up, Jason was no longer the leader of the team.
Yeah. That guy left the cast, and they replaced him with Rocky. Right? And
nobody complained.
And I get it. It was legal
Didn't
reasons.
even notice.
Yeah. They left because they wanted to make more money and whatever in real life. But on the show, It was legitimately, Jason felt like he had failed him in the story arc. And was like, I'm leaving. So then the other 2 Rangers also leave. And then Zordon's just like, Tommy, you were always meant to lead the team. I mean, they treat Jason like a chump, dude. It was always going to be you, Tommy. Like, that's how they play it. And you never question it.
But he was actually voted the favorite Power Ranger of all time. Or
For obvious reasons.
Red Ranger.
Jason?
Jason, yeah.
That's wild.
Where'd you see this?
I don't remember where I saw it, but he was voted the favorite Red Ranger out of all.
Favorite Red Ranger?
Red Ranger, yeah.
That might be true. Favorite Red Ranger?
Is your vote going to Tommy Oliver then?
Yeah, it'll go to him just because
Sweep.
I wanted
Sweep.
Yeah.
Sweep. I knew it was going to be a sweep, but
I just wanted to.
I was going to be honestly shocked if you were like 2017. Man, those kids were killing it.
I want to give it to 2017 because they get character arcs.
Yeah.
But they're not fun.
Here's the thing.
Like, I don't want to watch a movie with them again.
And that's why, and I'm probably going to say it multiple times, I stand by that Power Rangers needs to remain episodic.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that they tried to make movies. That's cool. But there's a reason why the comic book is doing successful. Like, it needs to be episodic so you have time to kind of, like, it's a slow burn thing. This isn't like, in 2 hours, we're going to make you root for this person. Like, no, it's over time. There's stuff that happens to them. They have good days, they have bad days. They have episodes where the bad guys win. They have episodes where they win. Like, you know.
A whole episode devoted to Goldar.
There's a whole episode about a food fight that gets out of hand. You know? Like.
Yeah, but the 95 movie worked for you, right?
Because it was almost 3 episodes that they put into a movie. Which I think we're going to talk about it in pacing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, 95, man.
Yeah. So
moving on.
Yeah, next. I think this one will be pretty fast. Antagonist. We're going to go, in my opinion, I feel like it's Ivan Ooze and Rita, right?
Yeah.
It's Ivan Ooze.
Yeah, I don't... Oh, man.
I thought Rita was cool, but she was not a good...
Nah, I didn't.
No, and I don't know what categories you got. So should I save the whole Goldar thing?
Nah, you can use it here.
Okay. I hated the 2017 Goldar.
Who didn't?
It's just a giant, colossal gold ooze. There's no character to him. Because, like, in the old show, he talks. He's annoying, but he's super strong, super tough. Like, he's this...
He flies.
He's this scary dummy. Like, that's... I mean, he, like, can take the whole team, like, hand to hand.
Yeah.
So to make him, like, a characterless giant colossus that's, like, dripping. Like, it just... I don't know. It was
literally made of gold.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, God, come on. I do agree with you. Rita's neat, but Ivan Ooze.
I feel like if they would have kept the, like, soul-sucking, like, murdering Rita from the beginning... And she just kept doing that stuff, and they actually fought like some creature or something that she made that was not just
a gold.
I think it would have been really great, but Ivan Ooze was out of hand, man. Like,
dude,
so out of pocket.
Guy double crosses the villains that set him free. He takes over a town, right? Which you've never seen that in a show. Like he arguably wins like 2 times. He loses at the end, but whatever.
Which I have some comments on.
I mean. The guy's straight. I mean, he's Infinity War level. Like, I'm gonna cause problems. Like,
he's like Thanos of Power Rangers.
Listen, this show is PG, so he couldn't kill people. But let's be honest, real Ivan Ooze would make Thanos look like, I could take him in a fight. I'm not dealing with Ivan Ooze.
Yeah.
I mean, he's up there with like A-list villains, and I'll die on that hill. So I agree, Ivan Ooze.
So he was played by Paul Freeman.
Legendary.
Who plays a great Nazi.
Yeah, we didn't mention all the side characters.
He's not a real life Nazi though, right?
Not a real life Nazi. He was the Indiana Jones Nazi.
You have to say that nowadays.
Yeah. He was Raiders of the Lost, right? Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yeah.
Yeah. He did great. Ivan Ooze was great. He was over the top, but like perfect for the movie.
So funny, but then scary, but then gross.
Yeah, my vote's Ivan Ooze also.
It has to be.
Yvonne.
What's your vote?
Yeah, I mean, dude, the Hakalugi, man, like,
and then created Tengu warriors. Yeah,
flew from the moon to another planet with wings.
They can talk. They all had different voices, which
they can dance.
Yeah, I did not remember that as a kid. That they were like, he asked them, "Did you kill him?" They're like, "Yeah, I think we could." Like they all have different voices. I was like, they can talk because the whole time they kept going, and then they're just like. Yeah, we did great today, guys. Like they're all like having a meeting about it with Ivan Ooze, you know? Like,
but that's part of the cheesiness of the show, right? Like all of a sudden they do these weird things. It's like, why are you doing that? And
like he put the other two, Rita and
he steals their cronies.
no,
dude.
he puts them in a snow globe, man. Like
he puts Lord Zed. And,
they're just stuck in a snow globe. That's
which
hilarious.
I like at the end. They're rooting for the Rangers.
Yeah,
because they've gotten so over this guy.
Right.
Now,
which Lord Zed, I gotta say, Lord Zed is a pretty good character too.
Oh, so he was crazy terrifying as a kid, right?
Yeah, dude, like his brain's exposed.
Dude,
and
in the
it's
comic
moving.
book universe, they actually flesh him out as this like Ultron level. Like he's always going to be a threat. He's been a threat forever. He has like a deep story connected with Zordon, right? Like they were the same alien race, but now he's all deformed. Like the comic books really are great with fleshing it out, and I know we're not talking about that today, but
just want to make the note.
But yeah, so the fact that Ivan Ooze can just get rid of that fool, that should tell you about Ivan Ooze.
There you go, Ivan Ooze, another sweep.
I mean, Ivan Ooze brought a flute just to play it in front of Zordon.
And then zaps, he's like, this ain't even a part of my stick. I brought it for you because of that joke 2 million years ago. You remember?
Yeah, he's pretty up to date with what's going on for being trapped in an egg.
Oh, he's like all the stuff he missed out on.
Because he's like, I need to get my autograph book. I'm like, you've been in an egg for like 6,000 years.
So I have a theory, that he's just been watching everything this whole time.
Oh, okay. He's got like satellite television.
I guess. I don't know. I mean,
he's been watching Power Rangers.
That's the stuff you don't question as a kid.
Yeah.
Now as an adult, you're like, how did he know that?
Okay, but this is a good thing to point out because let's say that stuff happens in the 2017 version, right?
Yeah.
We can pick it apart because it doesn't fit the aesthetic of the movie.
Yeah, he's right.
But for the 95 version, you don't question it.
Tonally, it's on point.
Yeah, so it's like, oh yeah, sure, he knows everything that's going on. Yeah, he knows jokes about the Brady Bunch. Well, why not? Like it all fits, so you don't question it.
No.
And I think that's a big mistake that movies make a lot of times.
My favorite thing he did was that when he like zombied all the adults, he made sure they all had matching purple vests.
Of course.
He like handed those out, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. If he knows one thing, it's advertisement.
Yeah, dude.
I will say,
he was selling that ooze.
He's got merch.
Him and his wizard costume actually is like one of my night terrors.
Yeah, that was more terrifying than his actual appearance.
Yeah, it's right up there with Black and White Dean Pelton from Community.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, also a night demon.
Now for me it'd be Tim Curry's The It.
Oh,
that's an actual demon.
Yeah.
But I was talking about just visually, these things creep me out.
Yeah, Ivan Ooze.
What's the next category?
Zordon.
All right, this is where I don't want to start.
I only liked Zordon from the new one at the very beginning when he's about to die. I was like, if you gave us a movie of this, I think I would enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like that thing.
Makeup.
You're probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah, you're probably wondering. You're probably wondering where my hair is at.
And then then it ends, like the movie ends with him like the Ranger. You don't even see their faces, just their backs as they assemble, and then like, stay tuned for part 2. Like I would have been like, I actually want to see part 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
But the original one, Zordon, he just hurry, Alpha, don't give up.
I mean, he's just like when Vader takes the mask off. Like that's all he is.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm probably going to give it to the new one,
but also because it is Bryan Cranston.
It is Bryan Cranston.
You gotta give that guy
he's kind of a jerk. He's like, yeah, I just want them to get the power so I can come back to life.
Here's the thing, dude. Zordon is a jerk in the comic book.
He is, yeah.
Once they start fleshing out all of his origin stuff,
yeah.
I can't say the word.
He's like,
say the word on this podcast. Yeah,
he's a tasty dude.
He's a tasty man.
Yeah. That's I mean,
weird distance. I don't know.
Sultry voice.
Is that what kids talking about now?
Yeah, that's the lingo.
Bad,
that's the lingo. Yeah.
Is that true, kids?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. All right. Yeah.
So I think this might be the opposite of like what we did with the cast as a whole, because again we're going into the 95 version with Zordon already established, so he doesn't really have a story.
Yeah, but if you watch the show, they didn't have to really establish him. He's a computer essentially.
I know, but I'm saying that that's the differences with the movies, right? So if you've never seen the show, you're only watching the movies. Like I'm trying to isolate it to kind of make it a little more fair, right?
I'm just letting you know.
We legitimately have somebody who that is the case for.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm just saying you didn't miss much. Like I'm letting you know.
I got you.
Like what you guys saw, that's it.
Yeah.
Like
he was already there.
Rangers.
The 95 one, that is it. The only difference is this time he almost died. That's it.
And you get to see his gross, shriveled face.
Yeah. And he has this like Uncle Lester outfit that he has on, whatever. Like the Addams Family, he's like, oh,
Fester.
Fester?
Yeah.
I thought it was Lester.
No, it's Fester, like a festering pustule.
Oh,
like,
okay. Yeah. Well, it's Zordon. So,
but so we get kind of an origin again with the 17 version, and then we kind of see his whole arc of I'm a jerk, but then also I was wrong. So it's kind of the opposite where you don't get anything from the 95 version where because he's already there and now we get an arc. This is a tough one. I don't know that I really liked either version because of that, because like you said, the old Zordon is
95. There was nothing before this movie. There was nothing to get you to even care that he's dying, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like as a kid, you're not sad that he's dying. You're just like, wow, the Rangers might actually lose, right? That's
right. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. So I'm gonna say Bryan Cranston also because he's Bryan and he speaks his alien, but he doesn't miss a beat when he says Rita's name.
Well, Rita's an alien name, like Alpha and Zord.
Both of them, right? They're like
Alpha.
Rita.
Yeah, Rita.
It is out of place.
Zordon.
Rangers. Yeah. Coin. They say coin a lot. That's universal. All right. So, Joe, do you remember when the comic books even started?
I do not.
Okay. I didn't know if that was.
It's been several. I mean, it's been a while now.
I didn't know if it was like close to 2017.
It might have happened because of the movie.
Yeah, and so that's what I was getting at. Like his whole being a jerk, but now it's like he's trusting the coins, whatever. Like that whole arc, like it is kind of new age because like honestly, like I've said it with like back in the day with old school Zordon, you didn't care about it. Yeah. Right? No one's on the playground like, I'll be Zordon. And then they just sit there like, so you don't care about this guy. And so I'm going to give it to Bryan Cranston too, just because the flashback stuff, the fact that they explain why the Zords are dinosaurs because like they've been here for millennia, like all that's cool. And I feel like you can't do that much background stuff without someone that's been there since the beginning. The fact that he was one of the he was the first Red Ranger. Right. Like that's cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, and so like I'm giving it to Bryan Cranston just because we finally cared about Zordon. Like, and so then when he makes the whole play to save Billy instead of himself, it's like, oh, okay, like you're actually like, all right, this guy's getting it. He's a team player now, and like so actually like he's cool. Where honestly the other dude, I'm like, I mean, you guys could save him or. Hear me out. Now you guys can do whatever you want. Right. And no one's bossing you around. You are teenagers.
They're a well-established, well-oiled machine already.
Would you care about your boss leaving? Like, does that matter? Right? I don't know. So I'm going Bryan Cranston.
Yeah. Before you go, though, I want to make it clear. I still didn't care that he was going to die or anything. But the 17 version. But he was just
well, that's the thing.
If I got to pick, he was the better one.
The 2017 one was already dead.
Well, yeah, he was.
So there was no like, oh, we gotta save him. Like it was either get him back or you stay in that wall.
So I'll say it. I didn't care that he was there. There. Like he wasn't a great character in my opinion. But again, if I have to pick between the two, which that's what we're doing, he was better.
He did his job. He stayed in his lane, did his job, and sometimes you gotta stay in your lane and do your job. And,
okay.
That was the chair.
All right,
please go, TallBeing.
Okay, so I don't really have any heavy opinions either way. I agree that it was cool that he was the Red Ranger. I think it adds some extra context to his character. Makes sense for him, like why he's now leading them. It's like a passing of the torch kind of thing. On that note, I also like that Rita was the Green Ranger. I think that's a cool way to fold that in.
That's true.
Like,
really
as someone who has no connection to the Power Rangers but knows that the Green was the bad one, I think that is cool.
So then, if they would have done a second movie, it would have made sense.
Yeah.
Like Tommy's thing. Yeah. What could have been?
Oh no.
We'll never know, Saban. We'll never know.
We'll never know. Yeah, Zordon. Sure, Bryan Cranston.
Sure.
It's funny to me because he's the one that picks the categories. Like, why?
I'm trying to be fair.
He's looking out for us. He's giving us time to argue when he can just be like,
I'm mostly sitting this episode out. You guys have fun deliberating.
Fight each other. I don't care.
There are other things we could have talked about. Like the better plot to destroy.
It's coming up, man.
No, I'm talking about the villain's actual plot, not the plot of the movie.
Oh,
let's keep going.
We can throw that in there.
Who had the better scheme?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. What's the next one before we get to the scheme?
All right, world design, because I think this is a very important part of Power Rangers.
Okay.
Because both of them have very distinct aesthetics.
Yeah, they're very different. I noticed that too watching it. Do you want to start us off?
I'll start us off.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the 95 one. I'm going to vote the 95 one.
And he's going to tell us what?
I'm trying to decide if it's technically better than the 2017 one. And I think I'm going to go with yes.
Okay.
Because it has it going for it that it's, basically just adapting the show aesthetic. Like, it didn't invent that. It's just taking that, putting it in the movie now, right? But I don't think the 2017 one really did anything original with it. Like, you could have done some really fun, cool stuff, but the direction they go with the movie, these Power Rangers could fit very easily into the DC universe or the Marvel universe, which I think is a weakness. Like, I want separate IPs to feel different, and this one feels so homogenized with the rest of, like, modern superhero stuff coming out at the time, and even still coming out, kind of. That I think it's a weakness of this design. Like, it's all very, like, techno, organic kind of stuff. A lot of, like, the Marvel lines, as they like to call them. Sure, I guess it's over-designed. I think they're pretty simple still. But, like, it would have been cool to still get kind of a campy look for it. I think, like, I really like the new Superman look. Because it's just the bright colors.
Yeah.
And it's distinct. And that's I agree. And I'm also going to vote for the 95 because both their suits and the Zords were all so bland. Like, sometimes when I would see the Zords, I was like, you can't even tell. Like,
I don't know what the Zords were.
Yeah, you couldn't tell. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, is there a Zord category?
There's not a Zord. This is kind of including it here. We can talk about
Zords.
Zords.
In right now. Okay. I mean, you finished, but
that's all I gotta say.
Right, Bird, since we're jumping around.
Okay. I'm gonna go 95 also.
Yeah.
The 2017 it felt like Now I understand that they were in a small town, but it did feel like it was a small town.
Yeah.
No, it didn't feel like it was a small town. It felt like it was done in a small set.
Yeah.
So I think they're two different
we
things.
only have access to the rock quarry today.
Right.
Yeah. And the Krispy Kreme.
And the Krispy Kreme. Yeah.
Okay.
They got that one for free.
Yeah. So and like it just felt really generic.
Yeah.
Like it's just superhero. Let's make it. They live somewhere and then they fight somewhere, and we're good with that.
Yeah.
So 95.
So for me, the 95 one. And again, this might be one of those things where it's like, it's been established in the shows, so then it's like, you're okay with it with the movie because it's a continuation. But it's supposed to be based off of an LA area aesthetic, and they stick with that. The 2017 one, like, his dad works on a fishing boat. So
it feels like it's in Maine.
So you're in Maine, but then there's like, and so there's, I don't know if the Power Rangers make sense for being small town heroes.
Right.
Like, why is the Zeo crystal here? I get it. They couldn't move it. Like, it landed where it landed during the prehistoric times. I get that. But the fact that the original series happened in L.A., It's like the same reason, like in the Marvel comics, everything happens in New York because everyone's there. So when all this stuff's happening in LA, you don't question it. It doesn't feel off. LA is huge. I mean, they're roller skating around and all that. Like, it's the whole 90s LA aesthetic, right? Am I wrong?
Yep.
And so...
Well, I wouldn't say... It felt more Orange County to me, which is LA adjacent.
Well, all California.
Yeah.
Can
Orange
I say that?
County?
Can I say California, though?
Yeah.
Okay,
Southern California.
Yeah, so California aesthetic. Where, I mean, honestly, dude, 2017, I could not guess where it is. They don't name drop nothing. They don't... And it's weird to have such a cool, powerful team in, like, where is this town?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know where they were going to take a second movie. I'm bummed that there wasn't a second movie because I did love it. But there's a point where, yeah, you're like, well, where could this have went?
Space.
Yeah, I guess.
Space.
But so I'm going to go 95 as well, just because it didn't contradict itself with anything. They did even go to space, but they come back like it still had the show feel. There's a reason that the comic book still continues that feel, right? I also agree with you. The Zords and all the dark tones with the suits. I get it. They were wanting to make it grittier, but when you do that, you can't sacrifice the actual like appeal of the thing you're doing, right? Like, here's a good example for me, and hopefully you guys agree with me. Like when they did Detective Pikachu, they made realistic Pokemon, but they didn't make them terrifying. Yeah. Right?
Most of the time.
Right? Like even Gengar looked goofy. Like I can understand why he would be scary to a kid, but he's goofy. Like they
still have like their giant unrealistic eyes.
They remain Pokemon. So if you're gonna do Power Rangers, yeah, make it more adult if you want. But
it's like the Sonic versus Ugly Sonic kind of thing.
You didn't have to touch the suits.
Yeah, but also they're it's a uniform. Like, they're Rangers. They're part of a team.
I like that it was armor. Like I like that because like, you know, the New Age lore concept, it is more like a nano when the suit comes on.
Comes out of you.
Yeah, I do like that, but it was just. I don't like the aesthetic of it. I liked how it worked. Didn't like the aesthetic. I also agree with the Zords. Did not like them. The whole premise is that
because the black one still have no idea what that was.
Yeah, the whole premise.
Tank, I guess.
It's supposed to be a mastodon, and there's nothing about it as mastodon. I can tell you that.
Because a mastodon's not a dinosaur, man.
I thought he was
I'm a frog.
Oh, 95 is his second Zord is the frog. We're talking about 2017.
He's not a frog?
It's supposed to be a mastodon.
No, it couldn't be a mastodon because a mastodon didn't exist during the dinosaurs.
Yeah, well.
Air quotations. Yeah. Don't get me started.
But no, the OG one before Frog was a mastodon.
Goes, I'm a frog in the 95 version.
Because they lose their Zords and have to get new ones.
Yeah. I remember now. That was confusing the two. They're so similar.
Well, it is confusing when you can't visually know what that is. And also, their Zords were connected to their coins. Their coins are just glowing rocks. They don't have the dinosaur on it. They don't have... Because they have individual powers based off of their coins. And then 2017, they just make them all this... You all have super strength. You all have whatever. But just Jason gets a weapon. Like, they all were supposed to have a weapon based off of their Zord. Based off of their stuff, you know. And so it's like, there's a lot of weak points to the movie. Yeah. But yeah, the costume design, I don't know if that's a category.
Put it in with.
But yeah, I agree with you. It's dark. They could have been way better.
Yeah, and I didn't really have a problem with the new costumes. I'm with you with I like that. You know, like they're already inside you, and they got to
come over.
I like that idea,
but they could have left them bright and vibrant like the regular.
Yeah,
suits.
They could have. But you know what I didn't like was, again, and this goes back to what you're saying about the losing the feel of the movies. Is they showed the faces of the Rangers in the new movie. Yeah. And it's like, no, like have the visors. That's the thing that they
and like I understand they're like they can't see us because we're in the that's just a cop out. Like just don't take it off.
Yeah.
But we're paying all these actors lots of money for their faces, man.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, since there isn't a suit category, the cheesy upgrades in the 95 suits.
Love them.
Dude.
No one needed that. No one needed that. Why are we doing this?
The ninja?
Huh?
The ninja?
No, the ninja suits were awesome.
Okay,
I'm talking about
the infrared.
We're about to go.
The whip.
Also, they get new Zords, but then their suits don't change. Like, because their helmets are based off of their Zord. If you have a new Zord, you could have gave him a new suit.
Like Ranger still has tusks.
Yeah, you're a frog. And he's like, I'm a tusked frog. You know? No, dude, the ninja...
It's a bullfrog, okay?
The Ninjor suits are... Those are balls.
I think it's pronounced Ninjago.
Yeah, Ninjago.
When they popped up and they had the...
Honestly, I would have been okay if that was the suits for the rest of the movie.
I would have also.
So
I would have probably...
So if there was a suit category, I would hate both of them. But not the ninja suit. So, But I'm also going to go with the California, not LA. California feel. Southern, I mean, it's all...
Orange County.
No.
It's all...
Nope, it's not.
Listen, I never lived there, but...
Southern California.
I was really wanting you to back me up and be like, yeah, we're on the same page. Instead, you're like arguing someone that's trying to agree with you.
I'm just saying it's Southern. It's not all the same.
It's not all the same. Southern California, Northern California might as well be two different
I know,
states.
Northern California, it's all them trees.
They might as well be two different states.
Yeah. All right.
Like, it's not just appearance. It's...
Then I'm changing my answer. 2017. I'm just kidding. We're going Maine Power Rangers, the superheroes.
It's too late. He already notated it.
Yeah.
Move on.
All right. Action sequences. This, I'm putting this in its own category because I think it can be very distinct from script and pacing, which is next. Because that'll deal with more like, actual character moments and that kind of thing. Yeah. But both of them do center around some action sequences, so I want to get into that. I think that's pretty big Power Rangers stuff.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. I'm going to go 95 because it matches the aesthetic, all the action scenes. They are like borderline ridiculous because of like legit jumps straight down and then turns it into a bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Loved it. But also the new one, like they fight a little bit. Like it's just there was no real action. And then when they did have action, it was the giant thing and the Zords, and I hated all that.
Yeah.
Like Goldar is just I'm gonna take a play from Hayden here. Like he's just so bland that I'm like, I don't care. Like I feel like he's made of gold. I feel like they could just bite his leg off or something. Yeah, it's
just the whole thing in the old show is they start small and then they get big. The fact that he's just big and not talking, it's like
that's not fun.
Could you not decide who was gonna play Goldar? Like I feel like they pivoted because they couldn't
Who would you cast?
Dwayne Johnson, hands down, was Goldar. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
but he can't lose.
2017, he was hot at that time. So.
No,
Danny DeVito.
He can't lose though.
Oh, Danny DeVito, because we just need the cat face.
Yeah.
I'll have a good answer by the end of once we're done
the
filming,
episode.
probably.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so you going 95?
95.
Bird.
Yes.
Do you want me to guess what you're gonna say?
Yeah, guess. Which one do you think I prefer?
95.
So 2017, they don't know how to fight. So their fights it's all training montages.
Send him to the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It was
Pit
very TMNT.
Pit's time.
Yeah. Every day in the pit. They didn't even go to detention anymore, just pit.
No. Yeah. No, definitely 95.
I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That it was very similar to that. It had that feel, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but even with all that, right? Like, again, it all fits perfectly with all the cheesiness of the movie. Like, they've got little quips that they're saying. He's like, oh, you snooze, you ooze, or whatever. He's like...
Yeah, those are great. I love those.
Oh, man.
So
if I ever, got into, like a street fight now, I would just be quipping like that to where people are, confused by they're like, what?
Spider-Man strategy.
Yeah.
So yeah, my vote's 95.
Yeah. So for me, I'm torn. I feel like
I don't understand that.
Well, I'm gonna explain it. So I feel like the action scenes in 2017 are better, but
you can tell there's money.
The fact that you don't really get them till the end, I feel like for me this is a discussion of quantity as well. Because, the 95 action, it's cringy at times, it's comedic, it's whatever, but you get it the whole time. It's not like, I don't know. And I get it, they tried to do that with, them fighting over the food in the restaurant and then the training montage, but it comes off as training montage. could there not have been like small putty fights, like just already happening while Rita's doing stuff, and like I don't know. I feel like, and we're gonna talk about pacing, and I feel like that's gonna be the nail in the coffin for 2017. But I did like the action. I hated the Zords, but I did like that they really used them. And yeah, it's probably just the technology of the time.
2017?
But,
2017? Is that?
Yeah, they had better technology than the 95 is what I'm saying. It's great action sequence. They did really cool. There's not points where you're like, oh, I can definitely see the wires that were on the suits. But 95, though, you at least get more of it. And I feel like that's a big part of Power Rangers. And so I'm gonna go 95. It's not because I hated the 2017. It's just 95 showcased it more.
We all knew you were going to vote that.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I was going to give him what he wanted.
Yeah,
but
I have no reason to rebuttal.
Yeah, I figured. Just let me finish sometimes, and I might agree with you guys. You just got to let me finish.
I disagree. I think that...
Yeah, right after you went first. All right. TallBeing, blow our minds.
Yeah.
95. Yeah. Like, 2017, fights were aggressively mediocre.
Listen,
like,
how would you have felt...
That is a good way to say it.
How would you have felt if Rita attacks homeless man, cat goes by, and she's like it comes to her, and she's like, oh, okay, and then she infuses gold onto it, and now it's a regular-sized Goldar. They fight it, and then at the end, she makes it big.
We figured out what was wrong with it.
There are no cats.
So it's got a cat face. It's got a cat face. It's golden.
I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, I mean, that seems like a dumb argument, but Goldar has to have a cat face.
Like, the problem...
Like, I'm sorry.
The problem with having them do little fights is that they had 11 days to learn how to fight.
Which is such a weird amount of time.
It's very weird.
So, they shouldn't have done that.
I know. That's what I'm saying, though.
You guys literally wrote a scene to pigeonhole yourselves.
Yeah.
What is
now
that?
You're like, wait, you're
That's
learning
the equivalent of the shoving the stick in the bicycle meme, falling over and then going, oh, come on.
Well, so they try to fix it when they finally all suited up and they're fighting the rock ones.
The putties.
Right? Yeah.
Which he already made putties. I was like, how is he making putties?
Because he fought him back in the day. Because she clearly has always had putty. So that brings up an argument. When she was a Power Ranger and a good guy, did she have putty magic then?
Yeah, I don't know where her powers come from.
I'm going to look that up.
That's some silly putty.
Anyway, Billy the Blue Ranger, he's like, oh, this is way better with our suits. Like, that's how they try to fix that they know how to fight now.
Yeah. Which feels like, then what was the point of training?
Right.
Without the suits, if you're just going to have the suits.
That's my point, is it didn't make sense. Yeah. So, I don't think anything was better in the action in the 2017.
Hey,
maybe
fine.
The look of it, maybe.
Yeah.
But, like you said, aggressively mediocre.
You just think it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, like it was fine.
No, not that it wasn't enough.
Which there wasn't enough.
Oh, that's cool. We can have a different reason for why we didn't like it. We both voted the same.
I know.
But one of you has to be wrong.
But we voted the same.
Yeah, I don't understand.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. But 95, it was fun. I think, and this is going to come up in pacing right now, so I'm just going to use this to segue in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The pacing in both movies is bad.
Oh, okay.
I think 2017 is way too slow. The fact that we don't get any Power Rangering until the last 30 minutes is ridiculous.
And none of them even did this.
Exactly. There's no like crazy. Yeah.
They didn't do the hands.
Didn't do the hands.
And I love the sound.
They didn't do the TikTok dances.
Activate the morpher. Yeah, no morphers.
It takes its time, but it commits the sin of wasting its time also.
Right.
Of like it just this is the problem with a lot of movies now. They just don't utilize the runtime, which is why when stuff comes up of like this Marvel movie is only like it's under 2 hours. Like okay,
right. Yeah.
Hopefully this means they're actually conserving their time well. Right. The Thunderbolts runtimes got released as like 2 hours or something. That seems fine. I don't know why there are people upset with that. And this movie should not have been 2 hours long. And if it was,
you felt every minute of it.
Yeah, I did.
I wanted the 3 hour cut. I wanted the 3 hour cut. I know it's out there.
95 starts out at like a rapid pace, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
I think it starts out paced pretty well, but then it just keeps going at kind of that same pace up until the movie just ends.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, okay, it's done. It's finally done.
Yeah.
Too much energy.
It was too much energy. There was not a lot of moments where it could really slow down. The only one I can really think of near the middle end area is when they get the ninja suits, and that was a fun character moment. I'm a frog. Like that's
right.
That's you get some characterization there. That's
Good
cool.
job, man, Adam.
Yeah. After that, it's like here's a Triceratops fight. Here's a rock monster fight. Which fighting beats rock.
It's a Pokemon joke. It's a Pokemon joke if you didn't get it.
That's a Pokemon joke.
So I think they're both paced bad.
Yeah.
But I think because it's shorter, 1995 gets it, and partially because it's faster paced. So like I feel like I could rewatch that before I could rewatch 2017 all the way through, which takes way too long to get to no points.
Yeah.
Good points. Yeah. Mine's short because I agree with all that, and I don't have anything to add. So 95 for me, an hour and a half, perfect.
Yeah, the new one was
Script.
the new one's just a mess, man. Like you just kind of hit on it. It did not utilize this time well. Even though there was character development, it wasn't good character development, and they spent way too much time on things that no, I don't think anybody cares about. Like the new one or the old one, the 95 version just kind of jumps into it. Knows its lane and just stays there.
This reminded me why I don't like origin superhero movies. Like I prefer Homecoming when they just go straight into he's Spider-Man. You know his origin. He's Spider-Man. Like that's cool. Yeah. Even like Thor, Captain America, Incredible Hulk. Like not all of those are good movies. But at the very least, they just get right into them being their character.
This is why I'm going to stick by my comment that if it had been about beginning of the movie Zordon instead, would have been a phenomenal movie. Yeah.
So for me, I don't like the pacing of both. Being a kid, you don't care about the pacing when you're watching 95 because you've been watching the TV show. Yeah. So it does feel like a bunch of episodes. So it can have a TV show pacing and you don't bat an eye. Then you get older and you're like, it just feels like 3 episodes crammed together. Like, which is crazy that they retconned it with its own 3-episode arc in the show. Because it's like, why didn't you just cut up the movie? Whatever, Fox. But 2017, I don't necessarily want to just pick it because, it takes forever. First, I don't know why they decided it's such a big thing for them to get the suit. They put so much emphasis on the suit. Yeah. Where
it's like that's what you want to see the whole time.
The Power Rangers isn't the suit. It's the weapons, it's the Zord. That's how they handle the conflict that they're not supposed to escalate. The fact that they're like the whole movie's like you're not ready, you're not equipped. It's silly. Because if you watch the old stuff, they've lost in their suits countless times. Mm-hmm. It's not about the suit. I don't understand.
It's such a weird the Power Rangers seem very obviously built to where you give them the suit at the start and be like, here, now you train with the suit, and then level them up with each thing. Give them their weapon, then give them the Zord for your third act.
And
it's
what you're saying is correct. Put together. And Hayden is like, when he was talking about leveling up, like, because that's what happens. Like, they get the suits. Yeah. They each have a weapon. All the weapons combine. To make a super powerful weapon. Yeah. And then they have Zords, and then all the Zords combine.
Yeah, because they kind of mention it in 2017, and it's through the comic books all the time. But one of the rules of the Power Rangers is do not escalate conflict, because
that's all they did.
It's one of those. It's the same argument of Lord of the Rings. Like, why didn't they just use the Eagles immediately to take the ring? Like, they are not supposed to escalate. They can't just start the fight with the Zords because they're supposed to handle it best they can. Because there's times where they don't even suit up in the comic books. Like you see at the beginning on 95. They try to handle it in street clothes like they're supposed to do. Then they suit up. Then that doesn't work. Then they get, Yeah. And so the fact that they made these suits to be like an end-all thing in 2017, it comes off as weird. Yeah. Because, like, one, I already don't like the suit design. And so, like, that's the lead-up is for these, like, Zords that we can't even identify. These suits we don't like. And it's like, it doesn't, like, we didn't earn anything good. Like, if you were going to save it, so late, then it should have, like, been awesome, right? And so...
I like that you said we didn't earn it, because, like, Zordon, who I would argue is probably a pretty good fighter and stuff, wasn't able with his own team to defeat Rita, unless she just like snuck attacked them or something.
Right.
But this bunch of novices,
who've
been training for 11 days, can do it. Like,
and so I think there was a scene there where, and this is another one of those things where me and you are fixing this movie. There should have been a whole comment that his team couldn't make the Megazord. Like, that was why they lost. Because he was leading this team for the wrong reasons. They weren't compassionate with each other, and that's why they lost. Because clearly, he loses the team, because why is the Green Ranger already wanting to fight him? There was already infighting. And so, honestly, I think you're right with the whole... There's a whole movie out there with Bryan Cranston's Power Rangers.
And I think it would have to be
Give
more...
us Bryan Cranston's Power Rangers.
I think it would have to be more that she sneaks attack them, because in their own lore in the movie that they establish, they can't even armor up unless they're in sync.
Yeah.
Right? So if they're already in sync to be wearing armor, I don't think creating the Zord would be a problem.
I'm just saying...
She would have to be cunning.
That's the only way that it makes sense that these kids won, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying... I'm trying to argue for them that, like, explain it to us. Mm-hmm. If, for some reason, these kids figured it out, but, like, Bryan Cranston's team couldn't do it. So it's like... So Hayden lore, the only way to... understand something that's dumb is they couldn't figure it out. I guess, I don't know. I really don't like the pacing of either, because one really does just feel like the show put in a movie. Thank you for holding my hand. And so I don't know.
He's torn.
I really am torn, because Power Rangers...
We can come back to you.
Power Rangers...
Give no points. Give no points.
I'm the last one.
Oh, man. Yeah. Okay, never mind. We can't come back to you.
I will die on this hill that Power Rangers should remain episodic.
Give no points.
It's I'm going to do no points, even though I love the Power Rangers.
But you love both the movies.
I love both the movies. That's what I'm saying. I can't.
But this specific thing.
But I don't love the movie because the pacing. I love the movie because I like the concept.
Okay.
I like the actors that played the characters. Like, there's reasons why I love this movie.
He's a huge fan of
categories. There's no categories to back that up. But there's multiple reasons why I love this movie. And if anyone wants to know that, I will go get coffee with you and we'll talk Power Rangers. But it's not because of pacing.
Just ask in the comments.
Yeah, it's not pacing. I don't tell people, like, you want to talk about pacing, dude? Have you seen 2017's Power Rangers, dude? It's right up there with Green Lantern.
Modern Marvels. That's right.
Yeah. So, no points. No points from the Hayden.
All right. Yeah. I think he's dissing your categories.
Dang.
No. Here's the thing. I should have been more involved with the episode that I forced upon these guys, and that's on me, right?
Well, we got 2 more categories.
Are you serious? All right, let's go.
Let's finish this. Hurry!
Okay.
All right, rapid fire. Go.
Rapid fire. Music score.
Oh,
don't care. Keep going.
No, hold on. Me and TallBeing probably care about this, and you probably care about this.
I barely care about this.
I'll go.
Maybe I just care about this.
I really don't care.
Okay. I'm gonna give no points to this one because I didn't like the music on either of them.
Okay.
Right.
And like I said earlier, like I didn't recognize the name of Graham, whatever his name is.
Ravel.
But he's done movies that I did like the music on.
Yeah.
In '95, I didn't. It was too much of the actual songs.
Which they probably had to do, right?
Yeah. And that's what really took over as far as the soundtrack to the movie was the actual songs that they played.
2017 did the same thing.
But the songs were so much worse.
Oh, worse?
Oh yeah.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
I thought the song choices were horrible.
Especially that country music version of it.
I don't want to go now.
Go Power Rangers.
Was there
the banjo?
Alan Jackson's Go Power
and Brian Tyler again, like he was in the composer battle. Yeah. I like some of his stuff, the John Wick stuff, right?
But only some.
I believe so.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it, so no points.
No points. Same.
Can I anonymously give my?
yeah. Why not?
Yeah, we won't look.
Just blur out my face.
We won't look at you.
I just got a text from someone that's.
Yeah. So I loved 2017. I liked the score. I can't even really identify the score of the 95. And as much as you hated those songs were already on my phone before I even watched this movie. Like 21 Pilots, you know, that song score.
He played him at his wedding.
Yeah, like I love 21 Pilots, and so any movie that's going to showcase them, but it's not just the soundtrack. I also like the score. There was multiple points that it had like a Tron feel to it, especially towards the end when they're doing like
that is
the
true.
slow walk and everything. So I'm going to give it to 2017. Love the songs, love the score. I can't tell you anything about 95. I really can't.
The Tron part, when they're walking out, right? You see the helmets, and then they coming out like from behind a hill almost.
Yeah.
In my head, I was gonna say it out loud, but I didn't end up saying it. I was like, "What in the Tron is going on?" Because it definitely reminded me of that.
Tron Legacy is a good movie.
Well, we'll talk about that one another episode.
We'll do a Tron episode.
Yeah, we'll do a Tron.
We'll all dress up and draw lines on ourselves.
Yeah, we'll do it in black light.
Yeah. So, music, you have no points. Yeah. This might be the first time I have not cared about the music so hard in one of these categories. Like,
and we knew it was coming.
And look, I'll say that some of the bands I don't have a problem with. It's just the way that it was used in the movie. The aesthetic of it just didn't work for me.
Cool. I think noting the Tron music was interesting because that was the moment where I went, all right, the score is getting interesting. And then it backtracks that immediately and does not bring that back.
That's what I'm saying.
And like, if you're going to go for the style, go for the style. It would have been way more interesting and added some cool, like, at least some sort of energy to the movie if the entire thing had some of that Tron backdrop to it. Like, do something with it.
Yeah.
It's always so weird when there's like one standout song in a score. It's like, why'd you not expand on that? Was this the last one you recorded?
Something in the way.
Yeah, they bought that song. They're like, we're gonna use it 17 times.
All right,
last one. Directing, cinematography.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
All right. Go ahead.
I think I'm pretty proud of you guys for not bullying me through this episode.
You told us to be gentle.
Yeah, and so I did. I'm going to go with 2017. But that's, again, it actually felt like a movie where the other one, no diss towards it. I've already said it multiple times. Power Rangers should be episodic, but I'm going to give it to 2017. And then you can, I guess, tell me why I'm wrong. Where he can go next, I wanted to get mine out of the way because I feel like I'm the only one that's going to go 2017. So I just thought I'd get it out of the way.
I mean, I don't know if it's the directing that made the 2017 unenjoyable for me.
Yeah.
The directing itself wasn't that bad. There was a little style that was tried in, like it was thrown in there.
Mm-hmm. What comes to mind immediately is the opening car chase.
Yeah, where the camera's spinning around.
That is a cool concept for a scene. I would love to see that done in daylight. Where I can tell what is happening.
It really stinks that crime happens at night. You know?
That's not the point, though.
No, I'm just making a joke. Man.
Yeah.
We're almost done with it. So.
All right. We need to get a good argument in.
I'm just saying, yeah. They should have broke in during the day in the school.
No, but there was some stuff in there, but it didn't fit with the rest of it.
Yeah.
And that would be my problem. Because there was
it does the scene. Thor thing, Thor 1, where there's random Dutch angles. Like, just, why are we filming from a diagonal angle? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it was all the rage, man.
Yeah, they had it that day.
There was another cool scene. I don't remember now what it was, so it wasn't that cool. But there was another
It was a neat scene, and then I forgot.
Yeah. In the 2017, I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. But because it just didn't fit, that's why I don't remember it. It just was like, that was cool, but why just trying to throw some style in there, but it didn't work with the rest of it. Yeah. So I'm going to say 95.
There you go.
And because you said it feels episodic, I think one that was probably purposefully done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give that to the director for like, all right, this is based off of show. I'm going to make it show like when I direct.
Man. Yeah.
I'm actually going to agree. Like, we've talked a lot about the I don't know, the feel, the what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
Aesthetic.
the aesthetic, right? And you have to work with what you're given. Like the 2017 one was given a big budget and still has some issues, right? Overall, like I enjoyed watching the movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it I didn't remember because I only watched it the one time, and even then I was like, this is whatever. Like, and I think that's kind of par for the course with the directing. Like it's kind of whatever, right? With the 95 version, it had to match the aesthetic of the show. So it's doing something that is already pre-established. And I know Power Rangers exists in 2017 as well, but like they're trying to make this an extension of the show. And then they went back into the show. And so I don't think you can blame the director for it feeling and looking the way it does, because he has a job to do. But not only did he do that, but he also elevated it in some ways, right? Like they did have the really crappy CGI, and they had some better locations that they normally have in the show. And aside from some really funny, like bland acting, like Billy is just terrible, right? Like the only time I think he was like really, you can really get anything legit out of him is when he was like, it's Morphin, or like whatever he said. Yeah. Whenever he says his thing, all the other times, every line he gives is like so bland.
Even from his wolf, he's like, hang in there. My auxiliary's coming. I'm coming. It's like, this is the final fight, Billy. Like, are you in or not, man? Like, what's funny is
mentally, Billy was not in.
He's been doing it since day one, right? Yeah. And so I like to think there's always a part of him that's like, I should have left when Jason left. But so it's like,
I don't think it's easy to do something that is pretty polished, because it was pretty polished. Like, at least I felt like it was compared to the show, but also matches the aesthetic of the show. Like that takes some real skill, and he did a phenomenal job with what he had and the technology at the time. The new one looks more polished and sleek. But yeah, it's got a bunch of weird like angles. It's got a bunch of weird decisions for lighting and stuff. Like, I think that I'll probably give it to 95.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch on the cinematography real quick, because that was part of it. And the 95 version, right? You get everything bright and you could see what's going on.
Even the night shots are well lit, right?
That's what I'm saying. So that's my point. When you get like the Ivan Ooze shots, it's a little bit darker, but it's still like where you could see everything, and it still has the same kind of feel. The cinematography in the other one is just, it's dark.
Okay.
It's, so it doesn't work.
So why 95 for you?
I mean, they gave all the reasons. I'm just agreeing with all of that. Like, I
will say no diss to 95. I'm picking straight for preference.
Right.
Like, I mean,
you gotta go with your heart, man.
There's a reason why I think it should stay episodic. Like, the formula's fine. I
think out of all the categories, there's only 2 that you chose 2017.
Yeah.
So, and
that's the thing. I love both these movies. Like, this was a fun episode, I felt like, to do, because it wasn't like Aladdin, where I was mad at you guys having to watch that movie, Like, this was like a fun rewatch for me. I got to laugh at one. I got to be like, oh, man, I remember watching this in theaters thinking, man, I wish I was in high school,
Yeah.
Like, miss those days, and it's like...
Being young.
Yeah. Being a Ranger. And it's like, I don't know, it was fun for me.
You just call up your cousins, hey, you guys want to come out?
I mean, both of them have their weak spot. There's a reason why Power Rangers stuff is not talked about, like Marvel movies and everything. Like, I get that. But, like, I don't know, it's a fun concept for me, It's right up there with Transformers.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
All right, well, you want to go ahead and add up the points to see who won?
How bad did 95?
2017 has 6 points.
You're welcome.
And I stopped counting 95.
It swept whole categories.
Makes sense,
So real quick.
Yeah.
Before we're done, I think Ivan Ooze should have just stuck with the brainwashing thing. Like, get kids to give your parents the ooze. Use them as meat shields to fight the Power Rangers.
Doesn't even need the suits. Yeah,
doesn't need mechs.
Listen, they already paid for that CGI. They got a good deal because that guy was still in school, and he was learning how to do CGI.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't use the guys that did Jurassic Park, which was 2 years before this movie. Apparently, they needed a guy doing his best in college to make these suits. and they for some reason wanted to really make them metallic, like it was a Capri Sun commercial.
Yeah, both of the giant. Yeah, they were bad versions.
Yeah,
because they look better in the show, right?
But if you ignore that, yeah. Well, in the show, it's people in costumes like Godzilla.
Yeah, it's Godzilla style. They should have done
Classic.
that.
I think they should have done that as well.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest downfall of the 95 is that they did that.
Oh, yeah. And the fact when Ivan Ooze forms with it, dude, it looks so bad. Yeah. The mouse not even moving when he talks. He's like, yeah, I got you. And he like flies him into space. And they're like, we'll trap him with this comet.
In the new one, when the Zords come together, like they're all over the place, I'm like, that'd be so easy to kill them.
Yeah.
Right?
Just find a weak spot. And then
just punch one of them, rip them out.
Yeah, hated the Zords in the new one.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching. 1995 wins this battle. Let us know if you guys agree or disagree.
Yeah.
Make him feel better.
I already feel great. You guys could have been way mean. You guys weren't.
And we won't be mean to you either.
But also, when you love something, it's
free.
okay if someone doesn't like it. I feel like if you get mad about someone not liking something, then I feel like you like it.
You should go eat boogers.
Don't eat boogers.
But you can.
Or do.
You can.
Actually, I can't.
It's just
I
friendly.
just gotta realize that there's nothing
advice.
I can do. I won't ever know.
Just give us some good,
They'll comment. They'll let
Try not to.
good words of wisdom.
Doritos, maybe instead.
Ooh, eat a Dorito and then
All right.
use your
So
finger.
that's all the time we have on the room upstairs.
Yeah, check us out on the socials, the Room Upstairs Podcast. We'll see you next time.
That's fandom for you.
All right, we're going to get into some news real quick before we actually get going.
Yeah, because there was a bunch of stuff. All right, first up, Coyote versus Acme is saved, baby.
That's
Okay.
Right. That's right.
It's been bought up by Ketchup Studios,
Mm-hmm.
Ketchup.
a group
Yes.
that I am 100%
Heinz?
sure
Okay.
exists solely to buy the rights to this movie.
They bought the rights to a different one.
Just a couple of
It's
bros.
the other Looney Tunes
Oh,
movie that
was
just
it?
A
came out.
couple of bros pulled their money together.
Yeah.
They're like, what if we save Looney Tunes? And that they've been doing it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't want to look it up. I'm going to assume it's a couple of bros.
Yeah. They're just
trying
putting in
to
the work
save-
for us.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that for real.
Yeah.
I do want to see it.
Yeah. I hope it's terrible. Like, I don't,
gosh.
but I think it would be really
Well,
funny if it's
Terrible
terrible.
in a fun way. Like,
Sure.
we don't need it to be the greatest movie of the year. We just need,
No, I just think it's really funny if everyone's hyping it up and like, we gotta save Coyote
Right.
versus
Yeah,
Acme.
and
And
then
it's
lose
the
money.
worst.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I hate... Sorry, Ketchup.
Anyway. Karate Kid Legends got a new trailer.
Yeah.
I watched it. Looks good.
I'm still in for it.
Yeah,
I don't need to watch
watch
the new
it.
trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will be our battle next month. Will be Karate
The
Kid.
Karate Kid trailer?
Yes, the Karate Kid
We're
trailer
battling
versus Karate
trailers
Kid
now.
trailer.
We've ran out of films. Oh.
So do stay tuned for that next month.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all learning it for the first time.
I thought we agreed on this.
I don't know. Do you
Okay.
guys have a separate group chat that I'm not?
Yeah.
Room upstairs.
If this is
secret.
how I found
It's
out.
the way that we're pushing you out. Yeah.
They discuss it when Bird tucks him in and like kisses him on the cheek.
Oh, you guys still
Karate
do that?
Kid, right, Dad?
Me and my dad stopped kissing when I grew a beard.
Okay, what's next?
All right, we got Spider-Man
That's when we
news.
started kissing.
Spider-Man.
Sony, Marvel Studios, Spider-Man, brand new day.
It's a brand new day, baby.
It's a brand new
Woo-woo.
day.
No one knows who you are, you know?
Yeah, July 31st, 2026.
Yeah.
So, surprisingly soon.
It is a little
It'll
over a
be
year.
here quicker than we... Yeah.
That's cool. You know? I'll wait until we get more information on that.
Oh,
But
for sure.
I love the font.
But that is Tom Holland.
It is Tom Holland, yes.
Yes.
So, his fourth Spider-Man movie. The first Spider-Man actor to get 4.
So he's breaking a record.
He's breaking a record.
Allegedly. Like,
Also-
we still haven't seen it, so let's...
Hey!
Listen, this is
Don't
no
put that
way
voodoo on
no
him.
way connected to that, but I saw just today they announced that what is it? The emo Spider-Man from Spider-Man 3 is getting an action figure.
Yeah, I saw those too.
Nice. That
They
is
showcased
news.
a mock for the new Daredevil and that
Nice.
Thunderbolts. They showcased the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
But that was the biggest action figure news of the day. Was
I would buy that.
yeah,
I would purchase
He's got the
Bad boy
hair and
Toby,
everything, dude.
yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's funny.
Bad
Yeah.
Parker,
Bully
or
Maguire.
Bully Maguire. I kept saying everything wrong, like I'm a grandma, bad partner, and all that. Bully McGuire. Gosh, damn.
I'm gonna rub dirt in your eye.
Yeah.
Now,
Man, what else we got?
He's like doing
the more exciting one to me personally, Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Cars 4?
Cars 4.
Oh! I'm just kidding.
We're getting
April Fools, everybody.
It's the real Cars 2 sequel. We're bringing all the spy characters back.
Okay.
No. Spider-Verse 3, Beyond the Spider-Verse, set for June 4th, 2027. 2023 is the big fattest lie Sony has ever told us.
Yeah.
There is
2027 we're going to get this movie.
I refuse to believe any work was done by the time that the first release date even came around.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they ever intended for it to release less than a year apart. I don't believe it.
That's why, I don't know. Like, I'm definitely not hyped yet. I love these movies, so I'm not anti. It's just with all the things surrounding it, I'm like, there's other stuff I'm going to be pumped for first.
Yeah.
I'm happy they're finally telling us something.
Right.
Hopefully it's not another lie. Like
This is the amount of time that was between 1 and 2.
Okay.
So I'm guessing this is what they were planning the whole time. But we gotta get
Sony.
the audience hyped up.
Don't do this to us, man.
No, I don't think that they planned it on purpose. I think that they did want it sooner, but it just didn't happen.
I don't think it was ever going to conceivably be done in that amount of time.
Well, that's right.
Like,
But I think the plan was for them to do it.
The thing I've heard is that Sony was told
Not
it would
enough
be
fan base.
done, but Lord and Miller are kind of hard to work with, so they were like, "Nah, we're not getting it done by then."
Right.
Sony can think that we're going to, but we're not getting it done by then.
I'll tell you.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. That's for the base.
The guy that voices Miles Morales almost getting canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Do you think they're gonna replace him by then? I mean,
they're done with everyone after this movie.
Yeah, just keep him. So what? He's weird.
It's a lot of weird.
There's
people.
weirder people out there that get their movies greenlit, like Ezra Miller. You know?
Yeah, Ezra Miller got the Flash.
What else do we have on here?
And then the Doomsday casting, which everyone knows about by now.
Chairs.
The chairs. Listen, say what you want.
Oh, dude.
I think the chairs was genius. I think it was fun to be able to check in anytime during the day and be like, all right, what new names are
Oh,
out?
yeah. I did see somebody that was like so pro the chairs. He goes, the amount of work I got done today, because I was actually more at my desk working so I could look at my second screen. He goes, Marvel, from now on, do 5-hour videos that I can enjoy at work and get paid to watch chairs.
Yeah.
And so I know there was a lot of like qualms and whatever. I don't care. I'm like that guy. I had it on while I was doing other stuff.
Yeah, me too.
And then we were even live chatting during the it's like
that's how I got my information.
it's from us.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Like I would just while I'm doing stuff, I'd go.
I
Channing
actually
Tatum,
I saw your conversation. I was like, oh, let me check it out. And I got on and I saw chairs and I rewound. And I was like, is this literally just? I was like, these guys are idiots.
Hey.
I just got off.
Me and TallBeing will
We're
always
into
do
it.
the work that you guys can't.
I am,
And that's
all right with
okay.
that.
Or refuse
I'm all right
to.
with that.
Yes.
Or refuse to.
I appreciate that.
So,
Yeah.
anyone have any notes on the names they announced?
The only thing I felt like that was actually really big for me is the Sentry clearly doesn't die in Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And so
every Thunderbolt was there except Taskmaster.
yeah.
I wonder how that shapes up.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's,
There's already been so much speculation.
anytime they showcase villains, I guess, like they kill them off or don't use them or
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm already now more hopeful for Thunderbolts because it's like, okay, they're actually going to make Sentry a part of what's going on with the events.
Yeah. Which I feel like
And
you
then-
have to do. With
And then the
Sentry.
other one that surprised me, but I'm excited for, is the OG Nightcrawler guy coming
Yeah.
back.
Alan Cummings.
Yeah, I'm
Floop.
I'm for it, dude. Like, because all those other ones, the other X-Men guys, they're all people that have voiced that they would do it again. And so when that name came up, I was like, okay, like, because I've never seen him say anything about like
Yeah, I think that.
And I loved X2, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
he was
he's just in
he
that
was more
one.
likely to do another Spy Kids than
Yeah.
X-Men.
Yeah, I
And
think
so-
it came up because of the animated show. Everybody was like, "Oh, Nightcrawler,"
Yeah.
and then they're bringing back.
Well, I'm
oh,
just
he was
saying-
also cool in the intro of X-Men.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah.
I'm just saying it was cool that they're giving it back. They're bringing back this guy and not the one from
Oh, the
Apocalypse and Dark. Because if you're bringing back all of the OGs, he deserves to be asked.
Yeah.
And
all
so,
of them.
but I just didn't see it. I just didn't see it coming. So those were the two wow factors for me. Every other name I feel like was like, yeah.
I'll be entirely honest. The one I'm most hyped for is Namor.
Oh,
Like his name
I
came
thought
out
we were
of
talking about
nowhere.
shocked. Are we talking about hype?
I mean, whatever.
one.
Like
I gotta agree
just
with you.
Notes on names.
I agree with you. We're talking hype.
Yeah.
Namor.
That was a name
Or
I was.
Namor.
Yeah.
Am I saying it?
I don't know why you're telling me. I
It's
don't know.
it's
Well,
actually
you
pronounced.
corrected me in the chat, so I was just like,
It's actually pronounced Namor.
Namor.
Yeah.
Namor's coming back.
Yeah, like that's just a name I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
I like between him and Magneto and who we were just talking about, Sentry.
Yeah.
If we're actually bringing back villains, that's cool. We were just talking about after we finished Captain America.
I don't.
It'd be cool if we brought back villains and not just heroes
I
for
don't
team
want.
up movies.
I don't want Namor to just stay a villain though.
Oh yeah, he's not.
I like his.
mean,
I like
comic wise,
his,
he's not.
We've talked
so.
about it a lot, like how he is in the comic books. I love that he's
He's on his own
he
side.
is the rowdy guy of the Illuminati team. He's the rowdy guy of like, even in the New Age comics, he's on the Avengers for a little bit. I mean, when Steve brings him on, when Steve brings him on, the rest of the team's like, really, dude?
Why did you do that?
Why'd you bring this guy? And it's like,
We hate him.
this isn't a Hulk we're talking about. This isn't like, this is Namor they bring on, and they're like this guy attacked Wakanda, like, and so I want that level in the movies, but I don't want him always being the issue. I want him to fight alongside him. I love Namor in Wakanda Forever, and so that's on my list of hype. But I wasn't shocked. I was just hyped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll say that for me personally, this is my only other real thought. Him being back is cool. The X-Men kind of worry me. I get the feeling they're doing some sort of time runs out. The X-Men are going to take the place of Ultimate
This is going to be the
Universe.
final incursion.
Yeah, like it's going to be 616 and whatever they name the X-Men universe, right?
Yeah, it's the only two movie universes, so they couldn't do Ultimate. So
Yeah.
I get it.
How they handle that with Doom is going to be interesting. I'm not excited about this movie necessarily, but I am interested now after all the names. Like, if this is the cast and they're not announcing anyone else, which I could see if Spider-Man 4 is like the Ant-Man and the Wasp sort of thing, of like he's doing his own adventure while the Doomsday stuff is happening, I can get on board with him not even being in this movie. Sure. He doesn't need to be an Avenger.
Me and you kind of talked about it a little bit. I feel like the reason him and some of these other people weren't in the chair video is because there's going to be a big New York issue that's going to start being realized by a lot more characters by the end of Daredevil, Born Again.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to have this whole like Infinity War Endgame scenario where Infinity War does feel like kind of people are spread out. They're not really together. But then Endgame, everyone was together. So like Doomsday, you kind of have that, the characters that were involved, that were there on the scene, that could do something about it. And then Secret Wars is going to be the everybody thing. Yeah. I feel like that's okay. Because, like, is Spider-Man officially an Avenger? Is he, like, I don't know. It's like, so they're setting up this whole New York thing with Kingpin. Like, it's cool that they're sticking with that. Yeah. And so
I think my biggest worry comes from, one, it's a lot of characters. Don't know how we're going to juggle all of them, considering most of them have never met each other.
Yeah.
So that'll be one story thing that really worries me. The other, I don't want this to just be Infinity War again. Like, I think that is the expectation as soon as they announced 2 Avengers movies together was, okay, it's going to be Infinity War. They lose at the end.
And I'm not helping
Endgame,
by making it
they
as
come
an
back.
example. Okay.
I think that is the natural thing to go to, but I hope that they try to do something different.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's all of the Russos coming back, all
Yeah.
the crew coming back, really worries me that they're just trying to recreate Infinity War without 10 years of build up towards that specific moment.
Yeah.
Well, if the end of the movie is like, what happened? Like, we lost.
Yeah,
and and then we're gonna look at each other
it could be a
Infinity
a cliffhanger like Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
but like Infinity War, the reason that hits so hard, the heroes have never lost up to that point, except maybe I guess an argument can be made for Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
But like the Marvel formula is they win at the end. Yeah. So subverting that in this movie was really interesting. The fact that we're expecting that, the fact we're expecting that in Doomsday is. Yeah.
Well, the only reason I'm expecting that is because of the Secret Wars comic.
Yeah.
And do we want to talk theories? Because I feel like you guys haven't even got to talk yet about who you're most hyped for. Who was your shocker?
I was annoyed by the whole thing, and quite honestly, I know this sucks, but like, I mean, they're gonna have to do some really good work. Like, if Thunderbolts is good, then great, I might be back in, but I've been out for so long. Yeah. Like,
even if Thunderbolts is good, I don't know that I'm back in. Like, I don't like Daredevil very much, the new show.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's just me enjoying it.
Like, I hope Thunderbolts is good because I really like the concept for that story.
Yeah.
I hope Fantastic Four is good because I like the concept of that story. I don't care if they get continued on in sequels or not. I just want those to be good.
I'm just getting to the point where I just want to see a return to telling good stories that don't require a gigantic multi-year, multi-movie arc.
Yeah.
And as long as they keep like teasing these big Avenger movies and like everything has to drive towards that instead of telling a good story in one movie, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the Endgame was such a good conclusion. And they could have stopped right there and rebooted everything and I think been just fine. But they want to continue that momentum and it's falling apart every step they take.
Yeah.
What about you, Barry?
The only thing I have to say about the chairs is that there's more coming.
You think they didn't show everybody?
Yeah, they may not do another announcement like that, but there's going to be more characters in the movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple people that are saying that. Like, who they showed were people not having cameos. Those are people involved in the story.
Yeah.
And then
they're cameo characters.
And then anyone else is going to be like...
I mean, realistically, it could be the other way around. Those could be the cameos.
I don't know why they announced the cameos.
5-hour twist or just to screw with it.
Yeah.
I keep seeing the amount of cope is so funny of like, all right, next month they're going to do another 5-hour live stream. Like, no, they're not.
They?
No, they're not.
Oh, God, I hope not.
The amount of people that I keep seeing, though, they're like, oh, they're definitely going to do another round.
Listen, I did it, but like the next one, the second I see another chair and I realize it's another chair video, I am just going to wait for someone to post the list later.
Yeah.
Everyone posted a list late, like after the fact. And so don't do chairs again. I mean, I'm fine with it. I understand. Don't do it again though. Like, but who are you hyped for? Like, who is your like favorite?
One character.
Yeah.
One character close us out. I'm hyped for. I don't even remember who all of them were.
Yeah. Anthony Mackie.
Channing Tatum, maybe. It's Gambit.
He made a name for himself.
I'm really glad.
Hopefully Elektra comes back.
Yeah. I was hoping to see Blade, dude. Because they played that little, like, song.
They did say they canceled that movie. So.
I'm not surprised.
All right, well,
they don't want to admit it was because of Minecraft.
I think we're good now, right? We got everything out?
I have nothing else to talk about.
This is
other
fandom
than, like,
for you.
hour-long theories about what they're going to do within Doomsday, and that's not for here.
Check the socials. He'll do a video for that.
I get it, dude.
The room upstairs.
1 hour live stream of just...
Sylvie, remember back in Loki season 1? No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
I mean, I might have a TED Talk.
There you go. Do it.
We'll talk about it later.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Live.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time when we do the Karate Kid.
Apparently.
Yeah, the Kung Fu Kid.
All right. See you.